Hello, Professor. My name is Pedro Vargas, and this is my Communication 325 Intercultural Communication Midterm project. I hope you enjoy this video since I had a blast creating this video from scratch. This is my very first time learning how to edit this type of video, so I learned the ins and outs, and I still have way more to learn, but I hope you enjoy. This is mi cultura, mi vida, my culture, my life. I am a partner, an older brother, and a son of two hardworking parents. I started working at age 16 at IHOP as a busboy, and I'm currently working part-time at the state as a student assistant, helping youth from ages 15 through 25 with achieving their educational and vocational goals. I'm also very active with my health and wellness, and I am part of this sport called CrossFit. It is a high intensity cardio, weightlifting, and gymnastics all in one. With those qualities, it has shaped me who I am, and it's leading me to my current career and personal path. I was born in Sacramento for my entire life, almost 24, pushing to 25 years. I had a lot of great opportunities and fun memories growing up and getting to explore the city of Sacramento from Old Sac to downtown Midtown, all the way to South Sac and West Sac, all around Sacramento. But overall, Sacramento has been my home and my city. When I think about my culture, I think about family, because family within my culture means everything. That is why it has influenced and shaped my identity as an athlete. My family structure is we're always try to do something together. We're always there for each other, and we tend to bond when we have the time. To start off, on the right side is my father, and his name is Pedro, but we call him Pedro Sr. My name is also Pedro, considered as Pedro Jr. His role is the father figure in the family, teaching my brother and I the values of what it means to be a man, but also a good person to others. He's a very hardworking person. He works in construction, and he comes home late, leaves the house early, and when he comes back home, he is drenched with dry dirt because he tends to do very hard working labor. So my dad always told me and my brother in Spanish, La pluma es más ligera que la palma. He's saying the pen is lighter than the shovel. So that's why he always encourages me and my brother to keep pursuing our education. Next to my dad is my brother, Fernando. He is a senior in the Sacramento High School, and he's been participating in the Firefighter Youth Academy program. Every Saturday, he learns about what a firefighter job is and what they do and how they are able to do their job, since he is inspiring to be a future firefighter. Next to him is my mother, America. She is a hardworking mom. She works as a 211 receptionist, so she helps the community by giving resources, information when they really need it. She is a hardworking person as well as my dad. They taught us the values of working hard and the ethics and the morality when it comes to treating others. Next to my mom is my partner, Arcelia. She's a college student going to Sacramento State, and she works as a student assistant with the state. So she's been enjoying that, and she has 2 more months until she graduates, and she's very excited for that. When it comes to spending time, we tend to spend our time having movie nights every weekend when we have the time. Movie nights is what makes our family feel more close together and having a good time, and make food for the movie night or just order classic pizza. When it comes to religion, both of my parents taught us the values of how important it is to always pray to God, always pray to Jesus, waking up, be thankful, pray to God, pray to Jesus, and also pray when you are feeling like you're in a rough situation. He is there for us. When it comes to my parents, my dad came from Mexico to the United States. And my mom, her family was born in Mexico, but she was born in Los Angeles. And then they met in Sacramento a few years later. That's when they had me and my brother. And growing up in Sacramento, there is a lot of Spanish speakers, as well as my parents and my family speak a lot of Spanish. They were the ones that taught me how to speak Spanish. But I did go to a school called Lounge Academy of Sacramento. So I was able to be taught how to speak Spanish, read, and write. With my culture identity, values, and beliefs, a lot of family, friends that are visiting our house. So we usually tend to have that saying, mi casa is su casa, my house is your house. Offer a lot of drinks and food so our guests and or visitors can feel as close as home. Within my culture, community is another big thing. Having a community of your family members working together, or a community of friends working together, or at times a mixture of both. To me, one vivid memory that I always will keep is that my parents and friends helped me with a fundraiser that I had to be part of. I was selected to go to a program called Adventure Risk Challenge in my freshman year of high school. And so the money I have to raise was $2,000, which we didn't have that type of money. So my school and I conducted a fundraiser on our Cinco de Mayo event. Surprisingly, a lot of people showed up. And so my friends and family, we had to cook a lot of different Mexican dishes. Tacos de pollo, rice and beans, and a drink on the side. And surprisingly, by the end of the night, we were able to raise almost $2,000. And the rest, the program was able to finish paying the cost. But because of my community, because how strong my culture believes in that community values, I was able to attend into that program and had a blast. I would always be thankful for my community of my family and friends who helped me with that. With the help of my community, I was able to raise the money. I went to this program called Adventure Risk Challenge, and within that program, I was taught how to read, write, poetry, as well as getting taught science-based classes about the environment of Lake Tahoe and their animals. It was one of the best experiences that I had because I learned the hiking trails, overnight backpacking, as well as having the opportunity to experience white rock climbing, white water rafting, zip lining, and many more. So I'm very glad and thankful for my community and my culture. Another culture value and belief within my culture is our work ethic. Both of my parents always taught me to be very consistent and be a hard worker with whatever we do and always put our 100% in. My dad always told me, la pluma es más ligera que la pala. The pen is lighter than the shovel. Since he always worked in construction for most of his life, he always encourages me and pushes me to work hard with my education, as well as with my work and my sports. When it comes to my culture and celebrations, we tend to do that almost every time if we have the opportunity. Recently, my family and I went to Reno to celebrate my cousin's quinceañera, which is similar to a Sweet 16, but in the Mexican culture, once you turn 15 as a woman, you are officially a grown woman. Two, my families had a blast and we enjoyed our time all night, had a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and a lot of dancing. So whenever there's a celebration, our culture tends to make it as big as they can.
Ahora viene Yadira, Yadira, está lista Yadira, por favor. Ahí está la señora Yadira. Solo que ella canta en karaoke nomás dice.
Within my family, we have a couple traditions for folk culture. We tend to have the pride on our heritage by speaking Spanish. In Mexico, it's called Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is respecting and praying for our loved ones that has passed away. We tend to have a little candle or a couple foods or even a lot of drinks, depending on the family member that passed away and how we memorize them and keep their spirit alive. It's to have them pass to the other side in a safe way so they wouldn't be stuck where they're at. But we tend to do that every year, the 1st of November. And our other folk culture is La Rosca, or the bagel. It represents God's eternal love. There is sugar and fruit on top of the bagel or La Rosca. It represents worldly distractions that keep us from finding Jesus. And the small dolls inside of the bagel represents the baby Jesus who has visited the three kings or tres reyes. It is religious tradition. However, nowadays is more just to have the family together and gather around, and we have a fun way of, if one of us finds the baby in the bagel, that person would have to make some tamales for the next time we all meet up. So it's very fun, very enjoying to be around with the family. In our culture, global convergence, we tend to celebrate the World Cup, which is every 4 years. So we have our family and friends get together and cheer our favorite soccer team. And for us, we always tend to cheer Mexico to win the World Cup. That is something that we tend to do every 4 years to having a global convergence. Not just my family, but other families from different ethnicities celebrates the World Cup and gets the family together and cheer for the favorite teams. With my culture, our personal identities, it's always the influence of my family and friends to be part of my sports and my education. When it comes to my sports, I've always been active at a young age by playing soccer or within the last few years being in the CrossFit sport. With these couple videos I'm gonna show, will be a little bit loud, but that is part of my personal identities and how it influenced me and shaped to be athlete that I am by having the support of my family and my friends. So again, it might be a little bit loud, but I hope you enjoy. And this was recently from one of the CrossFit competitions that I was a part of called the Northern Classic California, which is a 3-day event where people compete and they are competing throughout the entirety of the day. It was very hard, but enjoyable and humbling at the same time. In conclusion, showing you my culture and my identities, it breaks down into smaller pieces of my culture and of my life. It's also eye-opening feeling for me because doing all this research and about my family and getting to know a little bit more about my culture and how my culture is was a rewarding feeling. From the hospitality of my culture and how my community is towards me and towards others, to my personal identity, how grateful I am to see how my career and how my life has shaped me as I am. Thank you for watching my video, mi cultura, mi vida, my culture, my life. Thank you.